because Mr. Eubanks don't learn? Mr. Eubanks thinks we can go ahead and keep getting cases and piling them up? Mr. Eubanks can't get his life together? Mr. Eubanks knows he has no license, but he continues to drive? Do we need to add a revocation to the next court hearing?
Your Honor, we're hoping not. Mr.
Eubanks, you have put your attorney in a bad situation because I've been revoking left and right. Left and right. Is Mr. Eubanks here or is he OTB?
He's here, Your Honor. We're just waiting for him to come.
Okay. Mr. Eubanks, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Mr. Eubanks, on your first case, you're charged on 2022 CR 00990 with driving on a suspended or revoked license, no tag, expired or invalid tag, speeding 0 to 6 to 10 miles per hour over. Oh, you must have made somebody mad. They don't usually give you a speeding ticket for 6 to 10. Miss Hahn, how does your client plead to the offenses before the court on this first case?
Your Honor, so it'll be no load to count 1. Count 2 and 3 would be no cross, and then guilty to count 4.
Okay. All right. Mr. Eubanks is also on case 2024 CR 02227. Mr. Eubanks is charged with battery family violence count 1, battery count 2, simple battery family violence count 3, simple battery count 4, cruelty to children counts 5, 6, and 7. How does your client plead to the offenses before the court, Ms. Hahn?
Your Honor, he's going to plead not guilty to that case.
All right. So, Mr. Eubanks, let me, before we handle your first case, let me remind you that in this second case, you have bond conditions. Those bond conditions require 3 things. That you not have contact with particular individuals, that you possibly not go back to a particular location, and that you not pick up any additional charges. If you were to do any of those 3 things or violate the bond conditions in any way, you could be charged with, you could first have your bond revoked and spend the rest of your time in jail until the cases are resolved. You could be charged with additional misdemeanors, and you could also be charged with felonies, mainly the offense of aggravated stalking, which is punishable by up to 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, or both. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Even if that person contacts you, you're not to respond. You can keep a record of the contact, share that record with your attorney, but you are not to respond. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. On the case, the 2021 case, on the 2022 case, factual basis recommendation, please, Ms. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. Factual basis in case 2022 CR 00990. That on October 18, 2021, Deputy Doyle responded to was conducting speed enforcement, on Garden Walk Boulevard and Garden Springs Drive in Clayton County. While conducting speed detection, the officer observed a vehicle exceeding the speed limit by traveling 54 and a 45. It was confirmed with his laser. The officer then activated his lights and conducted a traffic stop on a red Jeep, and made contact with the driver, who was identified as Johnny Eubanks. He provided the officer with his license, and when he ran him through GCIC, discovered that his license was suspended for multiple failure to appear violations. He was then taken into custody for the suspended license, and he was cited for his speed and also an expired tag after running the vehicle information through GCIC. The state's recommendation, this is the first of 5 suspended license. Recommendation is 12 months to serve, 2 days for every time served. The balance probated to pay a $500 fine. Count 2 will be dismissed. Count 3 will be dismissed Count 4 is a $100 fine.
All right. Ms. Hahn, anything on behalf of Mr. Eubanks?
Yes, Your Honor. I probably should have reached out to to Miss Williams. He's asking that the fines be suspended for credit for time served. He did 22 days. He's been in custody for 22 days as of right now.
Well,
Sorry, Miss Williams. I should have called you.
no, it's okay. 22 days. Oh, are you asking for credit from the battery?
I guess so. Which
I would, but the problem is he just picked up another suspended license, so that's what he's being held on right now. So
it's fine, Miss
So
Williams.
there's a third case?
it's new. Yes, he's being held on him right now.
So Mr. Eubanks is already ready for a bond revocation? Because Mr. Eubanks don't learn? Mr. Eubanks thinks we can go ahead and keep getting cases and piling them up? Mr. Eubanks can't get his life together? Mr. Eubanks knows he has no license, but he continues to drive? Do we need to add a revocation to the next court hearing?
Your Honor, we're hoping not. Mr.
Mr. Eubanks, you have put your attorney in a bad situation because I've been revoking left and right, sir. Because I'm tired of people, they get one case and they think, oh, okay, I got one case pending. Let me deal with that one case. But the person who is not smart will say, oh, I'm going to deal with it. And then they go get 2, 3, 4 more cases. And then the next thing I know, I'm sitting here with a minister society, racking up cases on my calendar, threatening the community. And it looks like I'm not willing to do anything. So you know what I said? I said, you know what, Judge, they got tools for that. It's called a bond revocation. Start revoking these bonds and maybe people will start using some common sense. You know you don't have no license. Why are you driving?
Your Honor, he said that he was driving to get to and from work. I believe his license was suspended because of child support. So he's been trying to
pay your child support. You going to work?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
How many jobs you got, Mr. Eubanks? Because I suspect that this is the problem. How many jobs you have?
I have one. I'm a diesel mechanic.
Okay. How many kids you got?
3.
Okay, no, see, there's an imbalance there. That math ain't mathing. You need more jobs. You need at least one job and at least 2 hustles. That's the only way you're going to get ahead in life. You need at least one job and 2 hustles. You cleaning out garages, people paying you to work on cars, you detailing, you mowing lawns. What else are you doing besides this one job you got?
I mean, I pay child support, but like when I last month, well, in December, I lost it. I just started back working in
Sir, they didn't revoke your license for one no child support payment. You missed one payment, they ain't revoke your license for that.
I missed 3. After 3 payments, they suspend your license.
Have you caught up those payments?
Well, not now because I'm incarcerated.
Because you got one job.
Yeah, I have one job.
Yeah, you need one job and at least 2 hustles, or 2 jobs and 1 hustle. That math ain't mathing, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You a big grown strapping man. You can be working way more hours than you're working. Absolutely. You ain't got no time to sit down. You got 3 children.
Absolutely.
Right. So please don't come back up in here with the whole, oh, well, I can't keep a license because I can't pay my child support. You gonna figure out how to pay your child support, even if you got to wash out. Look, sir, I noticed that your trash can is dirty. I got a hose. Let me hose that out for you. I'll take $15.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to start doing more than you're doing. Because it's not acceptable. I don't know where we got to this point where people only have one job, but they got more obligation than the job can cover, but they're not doing anything else to get more jobs. I just don't know.
You're right, Judge. You're right, Yana.
I mean, for most of my whole teens, 20s, and 30s, I was working a job and a hustle. And my husband, Lord, he got more jobs. I didn't know how there was any hours in the day left. He got jobs and hustles on hustles.
Gotta have them hustles.
Yeah, but sir, and they can be legal. I ain't talking about nothing illegal, but you need to be earning more money than you earning. You can't just rely on one job if you're not able to pay your child support. You got to think outside the box and say, what else can I do to bring in income that I can then pay my child support?
Yeah.
Because it's not acceptable to think that the mother of your children or the mothers of your children, they don't get to say, well, I don't have it right now. They don't. Those children are looking them in the face every single day. So they don't ever get to say, I don't have it. But too many non-custodial parents are walking around here talking about, I don't have it right now. You don't get to say that.
Correct. But my children,
I know I'm right.
you right.
We got too many kids out here going without because the daddy's saying, I don't have it. Y'all don't get to do that.
Miss how? But my children stay with me.
Then how is it you got child support revoked?
Baby mothers. 2 of them.
No, but then you need to go back to court and get it reversed. You're still not doing what you need to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have the children and you are the custodial parent, then you need to go back to court and ask the court to do what they need to do. Don't just accept that you're going to always be without a license. You can't have kids with no license in Georgia. You got to drive. Use some common sense, Mr. Eubanks. I shouldn't have to tell you these things.
Yes, ma'am.
I should not, because you grown enough to have kids. You should be able to think your way out of these situations. If the mothers of your children are getting child support, but you have the children, you need to go to court and fix that. If you don't have enough jobs to cover your child support obligations, you need to pick up another one, part-time or something, where you just going and doing work for people and they paying you.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so don't come back in here with yet another charge for something that you could fix. So I'm going to accept your plea on count 1 and count 4. Nolo on 1, guilty on 4. 12 months to serve 2 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. And listen to me carefully. The fine is $752 with the surcharges, but I'm going to give you credit for time served on these fines because you need to pay your child support. You don't need to pay the county. You need to pay your child support.
Thank you so much.
Don't come back, Mr. Eubanks. I know we got one more case to deal with, but don't come back on nothing, or 2 more cases, I'm sorry. But don't come back on nothing having to do with child support. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I don't care if you have to join the French Foreign Legion. You better get that child support straight. All right, you can go back to the sheriff's office.
Your Honor, he wanted the court to know that he's doing a fatherhood program. So,
Okay, complete that program.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can't complete it from inside here in an orange jumpsuit. So get back out there and get it going.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.